Guys, it's been a long time since I've actually watched Smackdown, because I was completely disenchanted with the show itself. I have been kind of taken out of the product a bit, but I'm gonna say this past Smackdown, it was a refreshing. It really was a refresher. A lot more refreshing from watching Raw. I'm not gonna lie. Raw has its moments of goodness, its moments of awesomeness, but it's been meh for the past few weeks. But seeing SmackDown is refreshing. The fact that you're going to start off with a tag team turmoil match is just phenomenal. Not to mention you have pretty much one of the main event feuds going on. You have between Roman Reigns and also Daniel Bryan. And I have been a bit skeptical as of late because they did show a few tidbits of Raw, which is okay as long as it's not oversaturated with it. But I really feel that now it's actually a whole new brand in itself. They honestly are taking SmackDown to be like not a serious show, but as a show separate from Raw. And it's a great way to actually build up your pay-per-views. They're doing a great job building up this feud between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, or at least some kind of animosity. But the one thing that I loved about the tag team turmoil match, which pretty much took over the whole show, which is good, they didn't really have any unnecessary filler. They actually went straight to the point, and that's the one thing I love about this show. They went straight to the point. They didn't necessarily put any ridiculous filler that has nothing to do with the pay-per-view in there. They honestly just went straight to the tag team turmoil towards the middle of the show. They did have a Divas match, but it was germane towards the pay-per-view. It actually was necessary for the pay-per-view. They had, Nikki. I mean, they actually did have Paige in a match. And honestly, Paige versus Summer Rae. Either or, they had somebody from the pay-per-view in a match with the Bella Twins pretty much taunting on the other side, which I think is great. I love Summer Rae, and I also love Paige, and they did a great job with that match. And it did make Paige kind of look good. And honestly, it made the Bella Twins look like some decent heels. And I love it. I really did. They really did a great job in promoting Fastlane, which is a completely new pay-per-view. So they really did a good job beefing that up. I do have my little moments of meh when I actually did see little tidbits of Raw. And I have my opinion about that, but this is about SmackDown. Overall, they actually showcased all of the tag teams that they do have on the roster up against Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, which I think is great. They showed the animosity between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, but in the end, they kind of came together. Then they showed the animosity going up against Kane and Big Show, which I think is great. It played out great in the ring. It played out great for the storyline. It played out great with the feud going on between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, which is one of the hot tickets of Fastlane, in my opinion. Not to mention, they're actually starting to build up a decent card. Well, they're starting to build up a card in general. I'm not going to really say decent yet, but so far it actually is coming out, in my opinion, to be a bit decent. It's not going to be bad or negative or anything, but what I mean by that is they're actually building up a card for Fastlane, and it's a card that I really feel at this moment is watchable. And putting it on SmackDown, as well as having feuds that are germane to the pay-per-view, works. And I love the way that they actually started off. So honestly, guys, I may go back and actually watching SmackDown now. It's a refresher compared to the 3 hours of the 3 hours of chaos that I see on Raw every night. Actually having 2 hours worth of SmackDown is great. It's absolutely awesome. They don't focus too much on Raw so much. They actually treat it as a great show. I really do. I love this SmackDown. I did. And the crowd interaction was awesome. But it is a recorded show, so you really don't know exactly how people feel. And that's another big thing. Between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, it has been a mixed bag between both. But Daniel Bryan had a huge pop. Roman Reigns had a decent pop. But the thing is, you really don't know what's going on because of the fact they actually have it pre-recorded. But I'm not going by that. You always have something bad to say, which makes the video a lot longer, but this is going to be really short because all I have nothing is good to say. This was a great SmackDown. It was refreshing to watch it. I might just watch it more often. I might not do many reviews because this is something that I pretty much enjoy, and it's going to be for myself, and I may be a little selfish about it. But if it does actually have some decent talking points, I might do a review on it. But of course, I'm going to do a review on Fastlane. But honestly, guys, my overall thoughts is this. This was a great, great SmackDown. They really need to make more SmackDowns like this. And I'm hoping that Raw actually follows suit to the B show and actually start doing it the way that they're doing it, like having it 2 hours, and also doing something to pump up the pay-per-view, because Raw has been falling flat when it comes to that. But I will say that SmackDown is on point. I'm going to watch it more often. I suggest for all you guys to start watching SmackDown as well as NXT, which is something I really have not been watching as of late, but I'm probably going to go back to watch it since I have the network. But other words, guys, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Leave a comment in the comment section below, or send me a video response on your personal opinions about SmackDown. Because honestly, guys, I think it's a great show. I mean, it really has improved from how it was like back I'm not going to say back in the day, it hasn't been that long. But for a few years back, it has done a lot better. Huge amount of improvements to the show. It's great on up to now. I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to continue watching it, and I want to hear what your thoughts are. It's Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out.